I've been wanting to do a video about social media 101. Basically, I do feel that the general population should be have some type of education about social media, especially since in general, older people and even younger people, they don't know what they should or can post on social media since it's in many cases it can be anonymous. So this first post is about social media 101. Posting on social media might get you fired. It's not something new, but it's it can happen. And even if you don't get fired, it can negatively affect your career. Especially, let's say your boss sees what you're posting online, they might not like what you're posting. So just be very careful about what you post online. This is for any age group, especially for youngsters. They don't know as much, and it doesn't seem like a big deal to post about a person's job. You always see these postings on YouTube from fast food teenage workers saying like don't do this, don't do that, and well, in any job you should probably get the approval of your company before you start posting stuff about the company, especially if it could possibly be negative. And so I have here some videos where woman loses job after viral TikTok rant, man loses job after sparked outrage on Facebook. So one thing, you know, I know you want to be popular and whatever, but I think it's safer to say like there's some rules that you should abide by on social media. That way, you don't get canceled, or you don't lose your job, or your job isn't negatively affected. There's this one guy over here. He got fired from Facebook for having a YouTube channel. This guy got fired because of YouTube. What's worse yet is when your own family member, this Apple engineer, lost a job because blogger daughter posts a video about Apple or iPhone. So it's just something that we should be educated about. Social media. It's very easy to post something, but the effects of what you posted can be far reaching. And so I know some people, like in the case of this video over here, this tech lead guy, he doesn't care that he got fired, and what's it called? Making a video for him is sometimes about becoming internet famous. I could be wrong, so I'm not trying to defame the guy. I'm just saying that some people are fine with losing their jobs and they post these videos because they want the attention and they want the views and the clicks or whatever. But in general, I would think that you want to keep your job, and so if you're planning to post on social media, just be very wary. Uh, just be careful. And me personally, I don't have a huge social media footprint. I stopped posting on Facebook, but I'm actually going to try to use the stuff in the future just to educate myself on social media. The first thing I would suggest is maybe don't share your social media with your work or coworkers. If there's a way to make it private so that other people can't find you at work or from coworkers, that's the best idea. Just because your personal life should probably just be shared amongst your friends. Even if you consider your coworkers friends, it's just a very precarious situation, and so I wouldn't suggest sharing social media with coworkers. So that's one bit of possible advice. Another thing is back to these videos that you see about them posting about their job. I really think you should be worried about posting things about your job because that's like a lot of it's proprietary information. Uh, I've only posted one thing about my workplace, and that was because my job had asked me to do it. And then after that, I removed the video because I wanted no connection to my company. And so I'd like to reiterate that if you're going to join social media, I would think you would want to try to separate your personal, social media life from your actual job. So if you're going to post things about on social media, try to distance yourself from your job. Unless, you're perfectly fine getting fired or, having the chance of being laid off because of what you're posting, because a lot of people post these videos where you YouTube, if you YouTube day in the life, see people put a lot of these day in the life videos, and it's fine if it's just general day in the life, but when you start putting day in the life of being a nurse or and so forth, where you have information about your own company, it becomes very difficult. And if anything negative gets posted on there about the company, they have, well, in California, it's you can get laid off for any reason, and so just keep that in mind. Another thing is, I would suggest this third thing is just write positive posts. I know it sounds pretty lame, but it reduces your chance of getting canceled in a sense, because if you start writing negative posts, people might find those negative posts and it can be taken out of context. That's the difficult thing about social media, is it's very easy to write something and your words can be misconstrued. And it's even much more difficult to explain yourself on social media. So I think it's easier probably to write something positive, and hopefully it doesn't blow up and people think badly of it. Even writing positive posts can get you in trouble, unfortunately. So again, you just have to be very careful of what you post. Yeah, be wary of posting opinions. Everyone has an opinion, and so if your opinion doesn't align with another person, they can do whatever they want to make you look bad, and you don't want to get in a bad situation in social media. Last thing I want to mention is nowadays, if you work for a bigger company, workplaces do have training about business ethics and workplace privacy or something like that. And so now they talk about, situations where you post something online and is it inappropriate or is it okay to post something like that. And so it's a little unfortunate that we have to learn about this stuff in workplace training, but I think maybe in high school, or probably high school eventually, they're going to have some type of class about social media, so that, I mean, I think this is a cultural thing where it's kind of uncharted waters, and so people just learn to post anonymously, and they want to get more likes and whatnot, and so you don't really know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. So that's it. Just wanted to mention about social media and how posting on social media, you should try to be careful and try to avoid talking about work if possible. But I mean, one of the easiest ways to get views and likes is to write about work. So be very careful about what you're going to post, because you don't want that kind of information to go back to your workplace. I'd mentioned, like, even if you don't get fired, it can negatively affect your career, especially if your boss sees something they don't like. They could somehow, hinder your career because of how they perceive you. And so I know someone mentioned online how you shouldn't make friends with your coworkers, and I guess that in a sense is true because you don't want to get in a situation like this where your career can be negatively affected because of your personal life. So, anyways, I'm not sure if this will help, but I always wanted to talk about social media 101 because I would like people to become educated about this stuff. And I think the more we talk about kind of being careful about doing stuff, it might help, especially because a lot of people sometimes just post without thinking, and it can have, positive or negative effects. I don't know. Over and out.